After you fill in your initial data, you should be presented with the screen that you see in front of you. You have a chance here to name your blog. So pretty much pick a name that looks not too long. It looks pretty professional, on target with your niche, and make it brandable because you're going to create a branding image for it. For this, I'll put in Daily Celebrity Juice, and this is the blog URL. This is important to check here. You see blog URL address, it'll be dailycelebrityjuice.blogspot.com, and it says check availability. You click that and it says this blog address is available. Now this is the URL that visitors will be using to access your blog. If you want, and you have long-term plans for this blog in terms of selling it or building it into a bigger asset, I would suggest going to GoDaddy.com or Namecheap.com, buying the domain name, seeing if it's available, and then loading a WordPress blog onto it. I'm not going to show you how to do that here because it's pretty basic, and they show you how to do that in the actual control panel for your host. But if you at this point you should know how to buy a domain name and to go through the control panel to load WordPress. And if not, there's plenty of instructions online to do that. But this option is strictly if you don't want to do any of that. And there's plenty of blogs that will work using this exact method. Then go ahead and just go to Blogger and put your name in here. Then you're going to have to do the word verification and proceed to the next step. Now they say choose a starter template, and you see that they have 4 starter templates here. What Blogger has done is they've added the ability to customize templates. So let's just say we're going to go with this first one, simple. We use this one quite often. Click it and you continue. Now it says your blog has been created. We've just created a blog for you. You can start posting now or customize how your blog looks. So when you come in here, you'll see that it gives you the option of templates. You can browse through the templates that are already been created and look at all the changes that they've done on your behalf. See, these load pre-designed templates. Now say you wanted this template but you didn't want the books in the background, you can even change that. You just come down to background and you choose backgrounds that they have. So you have health and beauty, you like the water background, they'll give you the water background on the blog. So then when you see it, she has that water back there. It's up to you. You know, you can use the default, or you can go with just colors. For this case, for this type of blog, we already know that we want something girly. So let's come in here to background and let's go with let's see here. Here's a pinkish looking color. This almost looks like the Perez Hilton site. And we'll see if they have any backgrounds for that. Health and beauty, hobbies and craft, entertainment, and any of these would work. Let's just keep it the way we have it here. Let's see. Yeah, so we'll keep it. So we have the pink look here. Then you can come in and choose the layout. You know, do you want your blog post here, your followers over here, and you can flip that up to 2 side columns so that you have about you, blog articles, followers there, and you can pretty much do any post that you want. This one would be straight with nothing on the side. It's really convenient. Blogger didn't used to be this nice, and they really added a lot of things to it. So we're just going to go with the standard thing for our daily Celebrity Juice blog here. You can go and do your footer layout, how you want the footer to appear. You can have 3 items, 2 items, or 1 item. We're just going to keep the 2. You can adjust the width of the blog just by dragging these. For example, the entire blog now is a lot wider. And if you know you're going to be posting a lot of pictures, that's what you may want to do. And you can adjust and shrink the size of the size of the sidebar. Make that a little bigger. There you go. Just remember, the larger you make this, the the main section probably needs to be. And then in the advanced section, I mean, you can get as fancy as you want. The page text, you know, what style font you want, the color. You have backgrounds here, like I explained earlier, the color of your links, post titles, you know, the font for those, for images, backgrounds. So you see, and then you can add CSS. You just paste it in there if you're familiar with CSS and web programming, web HTML. You'll find that very handy as well. When you're done, just click Apply to Blog here at the top, and your changes will be applied. You can always click View Blog to take a look at it. Very simple, and that's what we're starting with. Now what you want to do is just come in, and we're going to really gut this thing and take the sections out that we don't need. So we're going to go back to Blogger through that link, and you'll see your page layout here. Now some of the sections you probably won't be needing, like About Me here or Followers. We'll just go through. So just click on, let's see here, click on the actual About Me, and you want to click Edit. Now when you're in Edit here, you can just go and click your profile right here, Show on this blog. When you do that and you click Save, put the name of the blog, Celebrity, what did we say it was? Celebrity Juice, or Daily Celebrity Juice. Let's see. We're gonna click Save, and the About Me should be gone when you look at your section there. And there you go. Another way to do that is when you do click the Edit section here, make sure you say, here's the profile. Your profile will not be shared or will be shared, but you can just simply click Remove as well. Are you sure you want to remove this page element from your page? Say OK, and that element is gone completely. And you can always bring that back now with different gadgets. So we want to do the same thing with the followers. We're just going to remove the followers from the blog. So now that's all that's left is the blog archive, and that's what you want. And you can add gadgets here at the bottom if you need, but this should be enough for you to get started and get the you know, we're going to start with a basic blog. Your blog is mostly about the content. You're making it all about the content, and as your content gets added, we'll go ahead and do the advertising. The next step is to give it a professional look, and that starts with a professional logo. So to edit this logo, we're going to go to Photoshop again, and here I have an image that I found in Google of the mouth eating the juice of the berry to fit our name, Daily Celebrity Juice. Refer to the previous video in our other module that you just finished up if you want to refresh on how to use the Photoshop or the GIMP software. But pretty much I just typed the name in here and put it next to the picture, and this right here will set your blog apart. And you can get as fancy as you want. I just kept it pretty basic, but this really gives it a professional look and makes it look like a professional blog, which it will be because we'll have tons of great content. So to do that, you just come here, you see our Daily Celebrity Juice header. We want to go ahead and click Edit the header, and then you'll come in and you'll click Load the picture. I already have this one loaded, so once you load it, you see it there. You want to click instead of the title description because you want that to be the only thing to be seen. There's your blog title, and then you just click Save. After clicking Save, your changes will be updated. Then you can view the blog, and your picture should be uploaded, and your blog should have a professional look. As so. There you go. Now we're competing with the big boys. So you'll have your archives over here. You'll have content here. You have a professional blog logo here, and you're pretty much ready to roll. You don't even have to get this fancy. If you just want to retype the name and make it bold, or use some a different script that you have, a different text font that you have, and then just save it as an image file in Photoshop or Paint or GIMP. Even that will set you apart from the standard text type in the blog itself. Now, this picture, I should say, was used from a Shutterstock. It was just an example. If you're going to do this for your own blog, it's very worth the $1 to spend to get the image, so that you can remove these watermarks here. They put this, they put these there so obviously that you can't steal the picture. So you know, we're using this for demonstration purposes. But if you're going to do your own blog, make sure that you buy the image or get a royalty-free image that you can use. Now, you'll notice right now the blog looks naked. Aside from your logo, what you're going to do next is pretty much fill up the blog. You're going to fill it up with content, because right now you have no posts, you don't have anything there. So it's at this time where you have to create some quality content, and this will be the most time that you spend in this whole process, and rightfully so. And you should take your time with it, and it's not going to take too long. But when you look at the traffic that's at stake here, it's very much worth your time. Now, the guys that I tell you about that are doing this on a large scale, obviously they're outsourcing some content to be updated. But it doesn't have to be the type of content that you're thinking. It doesn't have to be your average 500, 600 word article. These can be updates as pictures. You can put a picture there and simply update. You know, if you're talking about celebrity gossip and you see Donald Trump's in the news, you could put a picture of Donald's hair messing up and give your comments there. And then you can, you know, I'm going to show you how to find the content coming up next. The point is that you always want to be thinking, how can I ramp this thing up? You know, how can I take it to the next level? And once you do it once you follow through this process once, and you see the staggering amount of traffic that you get, you're going to want to set this aside, have it outsourced, and have it constantly flowing to whichever site that you need the traffic to be instantly sent to. Now, you will have to mix in some articles. The articles will have to be good content. You know, these articles are what the blog is going to be reviewed about. You know, so in the coming up section, they're going to either make or break you. And it's important that these articles are of the utmost quality. The point is that you don't have to have tons and tons of blogs and articles. Tons of articles on the blog initially. You need enough in there to show that it's updated consistently and that the site is of value. Next, in the next section, we're also going to talk about driving the insane amount of traffic to the blog. So it's important that your blog looks like it's been around for a short while, not that it was made overnight. So there's all kind of scripts and things that you can use for that. But you want to make it look like you have a good two on the short end, 2 months of content to 6 months of content. That might be overboard, but like I said, it doesn't have to be all articles. You may take 10 articles and space them out in between pictures and video posts and things like that. But you just want to look like the blog has been very active. At very least, you want to show that it's been posting consistently daily or weekly for a month. And that way the blog will look as if it's filled up. It'll have some archived data, archived articles, and it'll get you approved. Now, so you can also go into the post editor and just simply change the dates and the times of the post, and that's what we do, and that's what a lot of the big guys do. When they have their teams outsource these, they just stagger the posts so it looks like that each of them have about 6 days apart. You know, so it's not going to take you much to fill up a site and backdate it for 30 days or 2 months, 3 months, you know, or all the way up to 6 months if you like, just to heighten your chances of getting the blog accepted into the news aggregators that we're going to be talking about. So this is an example of one that's not filled up. We're going to look at an example of some other blogs that are out there that have been filled up. This one is clubfanzine.com. You know, the World Cup is this year, and soccer, the whole world is soccer crazy, or football crazy, depending on where you are when you're listening to this. Same thing. But they're all, you know, blogs like this are all over, and they're getting lots and lots of traffic. Another one that comes to mind, let's see. Another a famous soccer blog is Gooner Talk, and you'll see here it's nothing special. They use the same setup. They have their own hosting, but pretty much the plain background, a different logo, and every day there's a post. Short post here about what's going on in the world of soccer, and they're talking about the Nike commercial here. How I think this is after Switzerland just won, and you know there's things that are being updated on this constantly. And this is one of the this is one of the things that you might want to do. You might want to add comments about apparel. You may want to add comments about what's going on in the industry. So if we go back to our celebrity blog here, you can just visualize this being filled up with stuff about I don't know, Angelina Jolie and things like that. And you'll see, go to Perez Hilton's site to get examples for that. But it's not much more that you have to to add once you put that stuff in there. Now, where are you getting this traffic? I'm sorry, where are you getting this content from? Let's go into that a little. The first place to look is the actual search engines. You want to come to Google. These are the 10 best ways, the 10 information sources that the pros use to find what's hot in any industry or in any niche. You can use these to build your news blog. So you want to start off with the search engine. So if you go to Google and you put the plus sign and you put the word blog, let's do this here. So let's say celebrity. And then we get, you know, the celebrity blog like we found before, the Perez Hiltons and things like that. So just by staying on top of these blogs, I mean, Perez alone, you'll be able to see. Well, we're not going to get the. My computer's running a little slow here. You'll see all of these here, and this is pages and pages and pages of celebrity blogs. It's not hard for you to go in and have a celebrity blog like this one and fill it up with relevant, new, hot, cutting edge, happening right now content that's from these, because you're monitoring the blogs. You can use this. This is called repurposing the content, and you can use this method alone, and you'll be able to have your blog packed, and the search engines will be coming back, and it's very easy to comment on those blogs. And remember, this is an asset you're building. This is something that's targeted to that demographic that we started with. So as you build and you add and have this thing building on autopilot, you're just building that over time, and you're increasing the value of that ad space. Eventually, you may even want to sell your own ad space on the news blog, but that's another system. But for now, grab the top articles from blogs. You also may want to look at blog roles, blog directories. You know, go into the blog directories and you'll see a whole list of blogs on any topic, and use that blogging information. The information from blogs in the same niche to populate your blog. Next, you want to look at social news and bookmarking websites. And these are websites that are social news communities like Dig, Reddit, Mix. These are great places to find good sources of both news and time-sensitive content. So some niche social news websites, they'll allow you to network with other bloggers and webmasters. And you'll find out all kinds of stuff. You'll have your finger on the pulse of what's happening now in your niche. So if you look at Mix, it'll show you what's going on. Let's just see here. They have channels. They have the FIFA. You know, you find your niche, go on in here, and like I said, you'll have your finger on the pulse of what's going on currently in your niche. One of the strongest things that you can do is go to Google Alerts, which is at google.com/alerts. And go here and then go to the search terms box at the top. And what you're going to do is put in your term that you're looking for. Let's just say you wanted anything related to Brad Pitt. put that in, type everything on them. Let's say we want everything. How often? As it happens. Email up to 50 results at a time. You put your email address in there, you press create alert, Google will ping you, send an alert straight out to your email box every time and anytime they get something related to Brad Pitt that pops up. This is the #1 way to stay on, keep your finger on the pulse and to keep ahead of the news curve. And you'll keep updating your site as it happens. So if there's a strong spike in Google and a Google trend, and you get that update and you post a story about it, and it goes on your site, well, the search engine bots are going to fall in love with the site, and it's just going to be all gravy on top, because we're not even depending on search engine traffic for this method. That'll just happen by accident, and it's bound to happen once you populate this site up full of topics that are happening right now. By the way, I'll be deleting this name, so feel free, if you're watching this video, to go and grab it. It's yours. I don't know if once I delete it, how long it'll take before you can grab it. I think it's a pretty good name, Daily Celebrity Juice. So, just wanted to mention that it's just waiting for somebody to grab and build a celebrity blog on it, and put plenty of weight loss and teeth whitening ads all over it. So now we're going to look at, in the next section, how to drive insane amounts of traffic. And this is the what makes the whole system work. Now you should have a blog that's underway or complete, and you've gone through, you've created your logo, and you found your sources, you've created your Google alerts to notify you of all new content. You've loaded, let's say, 30, 60 days worth of content in there. If you're really a go-getter, you've put 6 months of content in there, and that blog is filled to the brim with pictures and photos and articles that have been posted and reposted. And you can, as long as you put your unique twist, take about 10 articles and make sure they're unique, and about topics related to these blogs, and fill that in and have a pretty solid blog. Then the strength of the system comes from the traffic that you're going to generate to these blogs. You don't have to be a perfect designer, you don't have to be a perfect writer, because the traffic method alone will carry this whole system. So you just have to pass a manual review. That's why your content needs to be A+. A+ content, no spam, no junk, and stay away from ads until you get approved.